Welcome to This Week Health. My name is Bill Russell. I'm a former CIO for a 16 hospital system and creator of This Week Health, a set of channels dedicated to keeping health IT staff current and engaged. Today we have an interview in action from the 2023 spring conferences, Vive in Nashville and HIMSS in Chicago. Special thanks to our partners, CDW, Rubrik, Sectra, and Trellix for choosing to invest in our mission to develop the next generation of health leaders. You can check them out on our website, thisweekhealth.com. Now, on to this interview. All right, here we are from HIMSS 2023, and we're doing another interview in action here in Chicago. We're joined by Fredrik Gustavsson. Am I close?
Perfectly fine.
No, go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead and correct me.
Gustavsson, but that's
Thank you.
You're doing good.
No, I appreciate it. And you're with Sectra.
I am.
And I'm looking forward to this conversation. One of the things I like about Sectra is I think you're one of the leaders in what I'm calling the digitization of all the imaging that's going on.
Sure.
Sort of one of the advanced companies. As you come to this, I mean, we have booths behind us, booths in front of us. What are you seeing in the industry? What's going on?
Well, so what we're certainly hearing from our customers is like the challenge they're facing, more to do, pressure, financial pressure. And so we're certainly seeing them struggling with the ability to manage all of that digitization. And something that's really happening now is also they're digitizing pathology. And the ability to actually start doing that is something that we're seeing a lot of customers here in the US right now looking for, and on an international basis.
Well, you started with financial pressure, and then you went to digital pathology.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an ROI on digital pathology?
For sure. And we've been seeing a lot of customers now. You were slightly slower in the US due to some regulatory perspectives now. Yeah. So adoption of this was, we were seeing this for many years now in the European markets, that it greatly transforms the ability to deliver. And I mean, one of the things, if you think about it, we're seeing in radiology the shift to reading from home. How do you do that in pathology, right? If you're not digital.
We're also seeing a shift in reading by machines.
Oh yeah, so we're combining, from our perspective at Sectra, we're combining the ability to provide a digital experience combined with AI. But we do believe that you still need a human in the loop, and human plus machine is certainly going to be the best combo.
So talk to me about digital pathology. So who did I interview on that? I think it was Jamie Nelson, Hospital for Special Surgery out of New York.
Right.
And she was talking about just the benefit from a clinician experience standpoint.
Sure.
And whatnot. Talk about the implementation of this. I mean, how much of a lift is it for a health system to do digital pathology?
So if we take HSS, for example, which is a great example, by the way, they were running Sectra and they expanded into digital pathology. Now, what I think they're saying in this case, it's actually utilizing the same platform. And I think this is really sort of playing into the enterprise imaging platform concept idea, and the whole idea to be able to leverage a platform into healthcare, managing many different ologies. And so the lift isn't that big. And that's the beauty. You utilize the same consistent, sort of the same technology, same capabilities of our solutions. And so I think what they've seen at HSS, I think the ability to work with both radiology, pathology in the same system, that's something we're calling integrated diagnostics. So the ability to start making decisions with a combination of information from different fields, especially in tumor cases like cancer cases. So the ability to do effective tumor boards, the ability to work with that in one solution is transformational.
What's the catalyst for a health system to start thinking about a shift from their existing imaging systems to a different system like Sectra? I mean, because that's a big lift.
Yeah, well, I think we've certainly seen a number of cases where we've been able to do a lift from an existing on-prem solution to like a fully implemented Sectra solution within less than a half year. So we're certainly seeing technology are just sort of making us able to move a lot of data quickly and ingest that and actually get them operational. And so I would argue from a technology point of view, we're certainly getting to a point where we can very, very quickly take customers to a better future.
Interesting. So that's the movement of the data and whatnot. I mean, I guess the thing that takes 6 months is you have to redo some workflows, you have to redo the training and all that stuff.
So I mean, now what we're seeing on that space is that we're trying to bring more of our best practice into the field. So we're helping customers leverage other customers' experiences, making sure that they are able to then benefit from that. But if you're going to do it fast, then you need to sort of,
Is there a way to step into it? Is there a way to look at it and go, look, eventually we're going to go to a new digital platform for imaging, and we're going to start with
And which one would they start with? Would they start with radiology, cardiology?
Well, I think maybe where do you have pains, right? We've certainly seen customers that have had huge issues with ophthalmology. And so we started working with them and saying, well, we're going to support you on this one. And again, with the ability to then build into a much more wider utilization at a later stage, leveraging, and one of the benefits if you're building a platform is like you're integrated with your EMRs, you're building your sort of reliance, availability, resilience, and you're investing that into one platform that you then benefit in many other ologies. So you can certainly start with digital pathology, ophthalmology, radiology, and then build into other ologies.
We'll get back to our show in just a minute. I'm excited about our webinars this year. They have been going very well. What I've done is I've gone out and talked to people in the community and said, what works in webinars? And they came back and said, look, this is what we want. We want a webinar that is not product centric. It's really focused in on the problems of healthcare. And we want people on there that are actually solving those problems. And so we have done that, and the response has been fantastic this year. We have another webinar coming up. It is the future of care spaces. Where care is being delivered is changing rapidly. Even the care spaces within the hospital themselves are changing. Technology is being added, and different types of technology, AI, obviously, computer vision and whatnot, is changing that modality as well as what's going on in the home and whatnot. So we're going to have that webinar on June 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We usually have it on the first Thursday. Happens to be a little too close to my anniversary, so we're going to do June 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Future of Care Spaces. We would love to have you be a part of it. If you are interested in being there, go ahead and hit our website, top right-hand corner. We have a card. You can click on that card and go ahead and fill out the form and get registered today. We would love to have you join us. We look forward to seeing you there. Now back to our show.
It's interesting, when we used to talk about this, when you talk about platforms, I think about cloud. Mm-hmm. When I think about cloud, when I came in 2012, we used to say, and people would say, you take most of the stuff to the cloud, but you'll never take imaging to the cloud.
Right.
But we've gotten beyond that, haven't we?
Wasn't that wrong, right? No, so we've been doing cloud for more than 8 years. And so we're running a full cloud native solution, and you're definitely able to deliver full imaging, including digital pathology, which, by the way, generates more than 10 times the data for radiology. And we do that today already across like a multitude of different ologies and in different countries.
Okay, for the record, you did not really bring up AI. I'm the one who's bringing it up, because almost every interview ends up at an AI conversation. Right. But I want to take it there because in the imaging space, it's one of the spaces where people have said, look, this is one of the areas where AI can really step in and really support and really help. Sure. What are some of the obstacles in terms of really integrating AI into the everyday workflow of the...
Well, that's a great question, and one that we've been pondering quite a bit. And what we decided with the onset, when we started seeing the trends towards AI and sort of the ability to read images by machine, basically, was that it's really going to be the crucial question is, how do we make sure that the end users are still in control? What's the experience going to be like? Otherwise, we will not have adoption of that technology. So we started really looking at that closely. We started designing how our end user experience should be, and we built a marketplace, and we built the vehicles for end customers to actually experience and use AI. And so we're seeing great adoption right now of customers adopting what's called Amplifier in the Sectra world, which is our cloud-based platform to get access to different algorithms. And so we're seeing some very interesting use cases for breast screening, where they're canceling the second read based on scoring out of algorithms. So I think we're definitely seeing this taking off now. It's a lot of talk for many years, but.
So there will be some ROI out of utilizing.
I'm sure we'll see that.
It's interesting because the cardiologists, radiologists, whatnot, they're not averse to AI models, and because they know it's not going to replace them.
No.
It's essentially going to be something that augments them and says, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this. Definitely. And it makes the read quicker and draws their attention to something that potentially, if they're doing a lot of reads, they're not going to see.
Absolutely, totally agree. I think it's about augmenting their experience.
So how is this conference, so this is HIMSS, how is this different than the large imaging conference that will happen in Chicago later this year?
Compared to the other sort of imaging-centric conferences, I think what we're seeing here is much more the focus of a wider set of imaging ologies. Again, we might be seeing a lot of focus on radiology specifically. Here we're seeing much more of the CIOs and the IT departments looking at how can we consolidate. And so we have a lot of customers looking for these platforms. which we call pixel EMRs. It's the way to actually do
Pixel
that.
EMR.
Yeah, I think we think that's a pretty fun way to describe it, and that's what we're thinking the future is going to be like. We're taking care of pixels, and we're integrated that tightly with EMRs. So
That's fantastic. Fredrik, I want to thank you for your time.
thank you so much. Good to see
Appreciate
you.
it.
Another great interview. I want to thank everybody who's spent time with us at the conference. I love hearing from people on the front lines, and it's phenomenal that they've taken the time to share their wisdom and experience with the community. It is greatly appreciated. We want to thank our partners, CDW, Rubrik, Sectra, and Trellix, who invest in our mission to develop the next generation of health leaders. Thanks for listening. That's all for now.